Alright, so I started trading when I was around 18 and a half, possibly even 19, honestly. It feels like I was procrastinating getting into trading for a long time because I didn't want a job where I'd have to bow down to some guy telling me, oh, you have to request vacation 60 days in advance, or, oh, you gotta show up to work on time and you can't be late. You gotta work 9-hour shifts. Oh, we're gonna tell you when you have lunch. We're gonna tell you just all these restrictions, and it really does make you feel like a slave. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't mess with the whole like working for someone else. Because at the end of the day, you have to go through all these strict ass conditions and rules, and guess what? The majority of the money is going to their pocket, and a little bit is going to yours, and you're pretty much their fucking dog. You know what I'm saying? That's why I could never stand that working shit. That's why I've never really worked like a full time thing. I always worked part time because I needed a little bit of money to fund it, but I didn't want all my fucking freedom and independence. Even if I was doing nothing with my free time, I'd much rather have that than have to like consistently show up to work. And I'm not gonna lie, had I done that, I probably would be a lot farther in life today than than I am now. And the thing is, it's like trading is one of those things where it's like it really isn't a get rich quick scheme like everyone on social media makes it out to be. Like I really did think I was gonna be making fucking tens, hundreds of thousands of dollars a month from trading it all in a couple minutes or hours. And yeah, no, shit could not be farther from the truth. Probably one of the most difficult journeys I've been on when it comes to trading. And yeah, I mean, I really much rather would have, like, if I had a second chance, if supply and demand was not the first strategy I learned and the only strategy I learned, I'd honestly probably be like fucking washing dishes, power washing, lawn mowing, or just some like physical labor, honestly. But at least I'm doing it myself, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd work long enough to get a truck, I'd buy all the tools, boom, there you go. Start my own business. That's what I would do. But no, I decided to take the e-money route. And let me tell you, day trading is one of those things where it's like if you're too smart, you're gonna suffer. If you're too stupid, you're gonna suffer. And if you're not willing to put in the time and effort into day trading, it's not gonna work out for you. And when you think you know everything, the market humbles you. And then when you know too much, you end up getting fucked over. It's like you gotta have like the perfect balance of everything. And it's like, why? Why would you ever want to like torment yourself and suffer with this whole day trading shit, right? That's literally what I was thinking like every few months. I was like, fuck, dude, like, am I really gonna become a profitable day trader? Like 90% of the people can become successful. Like, I could easily just quit. No one would know. I'd say, you know what, I'm done day trading. And guess what? A lot of my friends, a lot of people that I know, they'd probably be very happy and content for me because they're like, oh, good, day trading was gambling. But I couldn't fucking do that to myself because I already told people, the moment I tell someone that I'm going to do something, it's already fucking done. And this was one of those things where it was getting done no matter fucking what. And I just couldn't stand the idea that I spent all this time and money trying to make it work, and I would just give up right when I was there, right? Like, I was a break-even trader for a long-ass time because I had the strategy. I just wasn't developed enough as a trader to actually make it work, right? And so when I'm what's it called? When I'm like developing as a trader, and I was in that break-even phase for so long, I hadn't gotten paid for so long because, you know, I didn't have a personal account. I was only trading prop firms because prop firms are like, oh, I spent $80 to make 2,000, right? And it's like, bro, not many people are hitting a max payout, and not many people are going to be hitting a what's it called? And not many people are reaching a payout period, right? And you know, it really would have been a good bailout to just quit because 95% of day traders aren't profitable, which kind of also implies that 95% of trading strategies aren't profitable either. But you know, that's a different topic. But the thing is, it's like I had a bailout. I could have said, you know what, guys, I'm just part of the majority that couldn't make it work. You know, I would have got shit either way. My friends would have fucking bullied me for quitting. They would have bullied me for fucking not quitting. You know what I'm saying? It's like there's no winning situation there. And you know, it was just a big fucking struggle because like mentally and physically, it's like I was waking up, I was just losing money, and like it really is like straining. I sometimes just wouldn't want to do anything for the rest of the day. And I honestly think day trading is like physically it's not a hard job, but mentally, holy fuck, I honestly think the toll of like moving hundreds and thousands of dollars in a second, that shit is draining, man. Like I don't know how you can sleep that night. That's really what I had to go through when I was getting this whole day trading shit. But now it's like I found my process, I found my strategy, you know, and I mean I was just trying so many different side hustles to like do on the side with trading because trading would only take up a couple hours of my time, and it's like I wanted something else to do with my free time. And yeah, I mean I failed all that, but day trading was just something that I just never left. Right? I'm sure you guys have also experienced it too, where you thought that day trading was gonna be like your way out, and then you actually get into it. You spend months or years trying to fucking make it work. There's people that go on for like 6, 7 years, and they just that's when they find their breakthrough point, or that's their breaking point, right? They give up before they cross the finish line, and you know it really is sad because you know there's people that I've known for like fucking months, and it's like, dude, I'm quitting trading. It's like, bro, what the fuck? Why? It's like, dude, I can't make it work, and I'm just thankful that this is the month where it's like from being like fucking net negative every single month to like finally seeing like this is the closest I've been to a 5K month. And you guys gotta understand that I'm a 21-year-old college student that, you know, I don't know if I'm gonna have a job out of college because I've spent all my time trying to make trading work. I have put fucking zero effort in my schoolwork. I'm not gonna lie. I low-key be using a bit of assistance on all my assignments, and you know, you can take that as you will. I don't know if this is gonna be used as proof for later on, but it's like my plan A was trading. I really never planned on getting an internship or getting a job with my finance degree, right? And you know, my parents, they keep on telling me like, "Oh, when are you gonna? Have you been looking for internships?" I'm like, "Yeah, I've been looking for. I've applied to plenty, fucking a shit ton." And the truth is, I haven't applied to any fucking internships because my plan A is day trading, and I feel like the moment I start going for internships, my freedom to work with trading is gone, right? And don't get me wrong, I think working is necessary to make trading work, but I just can't stand the idea of a potentially free internship or internship at all, because to me that's the same shit as fucking working for someone else, right? Sure, it's the safer route, but I picked this route on my own coalition. I wanted to make this shit work, and it, you know, it sucks lying to my parents, but it's like, guys, like this is the closest I've been. It's like, why give up now? Why give up everything I worked for to go for plan B, right? And it fucking, it's painful because it's like I'm seeing all my friends get these internships. They're all getting really good grades in their assignments. Some of them have a really good internship. Some of them are about to graduate soon. It's like I just felt behind in life, you know? Like I was still trying to make trading work. It's been fucking 2 years doing this shit. Probably I'm coming up to 3 probably, and it's like I have like nothing to show for it. But now it's like, oh, now I'm finally like I'm about to hit my 5K month soon. You know what I'm saying? And this really has been the closest I've seen to like, I honestly say I already have broken through, and I am a profitable trader because, I mean, do you guys know how hard it is to fucking reach payout? You got to be consistently making money every single day. And yeah, I feel like I'm getting to the point where it's like I'm refining all the like rough edges, and you know, I just have never been this consistent before, and it's like all the nights that I spent wondering, questioning whether trading was worth it for me or right for me even. It's like it all finally paid off, and you know I'm just so thankful that I stuck with it. And you know it sounds fucking cliche as fuck, but dude, don't give up and fucking fuck your plan B, right? Anytime I tell anyone about my plan B, like, oh, yeah, I mean this is my plan. Like I tell them I DoorDash, I work part time, I put all my money to trading. Like this is gonna work. Like I don't plan on having an internship or anything. And they all look at me funny, like, well, dude, what if your plan fails? It's like, dude, me having a plan B implies that I think I'm gonna fail. I'm gonna start putting time into plan B, and I'll never know plan A worked. And you know, it just sucks. It's all my coworkers saying that shit, and you know, it's like I don't expect them to understand because at the end of the day, it's only you that needs to understand. And I understand my fucking plan. My plan is to put all my fucking resources into trading because this is going to be what my job is. This is going to be like how I make my money, right? So I'm going to use the prop firm age as much as I can before, it gets patched. Which method probably is going to get patched eventually. But with so many people being unprofitable, it's like, it's going to last for a while. So I'm going to take as much money as I can to the point where it's like, now I can start swing trading or trading my personal account, and then I can start investing my money into either the indices or make my own fucking business, a secondary business. But anyways, here we go. Let's go through the 10 lessons. Enough about my story or whatever. I don't know if you guys could relate, maybe, but here we go. So lesson 1, supply and demand is the strategy that made me a profitable trader. And I'm just gonna explain to you guys why it is the strategy. All right, there's all these different variations or like ideas like ICT or AMT, and honestly, supply and demand is just a combination of both, because supply and demand, it's how the real world works. And if you can literally ask Grok, what is the only trading strategy that has real world applications? And it is supply and demand. Because if you are an institutional trader who's moving millions of dollars a day, where would you want to buy and sell? And it sounds cliche, again, but you want to buy low, sell high. That is, the information is already out there. That is how you become a profitable fucking trader. Why would you want to sell an apple for $3 when a lot of people are buying it for $4, right? So if people are buying it for $4, then that means you should be, I completely fucked up this analogy. Pretty much what I'm trying to say is that if you're the business, you're buying for cheap. Let's say you're Walmart. Do you think they sell all the stuff to the common person? Do you think they sell it all at a price that makes them lose money? No, they're buying it at a price where they know that it is cheaper than what most people would pay for, and that's how they make their money. That's the same thing with trading. They are buying at a price that is extremely cheap, where a lot of people are doing the opposite, right? And the thing about that is that you can see it on the candlestick chart. The problem is it's constantly changing. Like for 1 minute, $4 could be the spot where price is extremely cheap, and all the big banks and institutions, they're buying those. The Nasdaq. They're buying the Nasdaq at 15,000 because that is where price is cheap, and they know people are gonna buy. They're gonna be able to sell it at 16,000, right? Thing is, it's constantly changing. For 1 second, 15,000 might be the best price for them to buy at, but the next second, 16,000 is the next best point for them to buy it at, right? It's constantly changing. That's why time and experience in the markets is going to help you to see where prices are truly cheap or expensive. And fair value is where 90% of price action takes place, and that's also why 90% of people are unprofitable, and why 90% of strategies are also unprofitable, because all those strategies, they have you buying and selling where prices are most likely to go like very up and down, like because that's where the most amount of trading volume happens. Most likely you're going to get stopped before a big high RR trade, right? But if you're buying where all the other big banks and institutions are buying, then that means you're buying at a really good cheap price, and you're going to be able to sell for a much higher price, right? Because if the cheap price is $13 but fair value is $16, then you're making $3 profit, right? That's the whole idea. So that's the first lesson. If I had to do it all again, supply and demand, don't fucking teach me another strategy. That's it, right? And the thing is, it's like I tell you guys, supply and demand is the strategy that you guys should be using. No one's gonna fucking do it. They're gonna tell me, oh, ICT is better. Well, actually, it's like there's people that use EMAs and shit, and you know what, guys, good for you. But I'm saying if I had to do it all again, supply and demand is the only strategy I've worked with. I had a friend that would tell me, oh, bro, like fuck your mentor. Like, try supply and demand. Like, this guy's the shit. I'm like, no, bro. I trust his mentor. I trust his. Guess what? But his mentor is the one that I'm using right now. Anyways, yeah. Do not be afraid of sunken costs because there were a lot of traders back in the day when I was on FinTwit. Back when it was still considered that. Now it's called FinX. But I told myself, or no, they told me that the reason you are unprofitable is because you're not spending enough time on a strategy. And that's what I thought with AMT and order flow and all that shit. I thought, oh, I'm only unprofitable because I'm not spending enough time with them. And that's why I declined the other mentor, because I was like, nah, dude, like, if I stick with this one long enough, like, this is going to work. I know for sure. And then it's like, I was really just being stubborn. The thing is, it's like, I spent so much time, like, I maybe spent, like, close to a year on it, and I wasn't making any profit. All I was at was break even, but it's like, I would have stayed break even forever, essentially. I don't think there would have been a point where I was going to get better at that strategy had I not changed over. And it's like, you can't be afraid of, like, moving strategies when this one just isn't working, right? And, it sucks, because it's like, all that time I spent, was it a waste? Pretty much. But it's like, at least I came into supply and demand, because they do have some similarities. They actually are very similar. It's just that they have different rules on how to find the right locations. But yeah, I mean, it was just a really good fucking learning opportunity that no matter how much time you spend on it, if it doesn't work, it probably doesn't work for a reason. And the thing is, it was just too broken beyond repair to the point where it's like, it's never going to work. Fuck, I'm starting to get like a bit of brain fog, so I'm gonna speed this up because I'm not saying stuff that I want to be saying, right? Anyways, reduce learning costs. There's two ways you can do this. If I could do it all again, one, I would start with one prop firm account. Back in the day, I would fucking stack like 20, thinking, oh shit, like this is so cheap. It's only $20. Like, I'll just get like 5 of these, and then whatever happens, like I'll get a payout or whatever. But yeah, when you're an unprofitable trader, you want to minimize that risk until you're like actually consistently passing accounts, and at least if you can at least get to the XFA stage and hold it for like a month or two, you're probably at a really good spot. That's where I was, and that's when I started upping my risk and started buying more accounts at a time. But until then, don't buy multiple accounts. You just give yourself added pressure for no fucking reason. You're losing money because profit from accounts are already harder than trading personal accounts, in my opinion. You just lose less money, quote unquote. The other option, have your own personal account. Start with like a couple $100 and literally just one micro. How long can you keep that account alive? Most time if you become profitable, most likely you're gonna have money to work with already instead of burning all that money in profit from accounts. You're gonna waste money activating accounts. You're gonna waste money buying accounts, and it's just not a good deal, right? You're probably gonna save more money with personal account if you trade small size and stick to your rules, find the strategy that works, and be consistent on that. And it's just easier to transfer data over. That's like the best part of it. Okay, next lesson. Oh yeah, I forgot this golden nugget. So when you do reach profitability with prop firms, take your payouts early. You don't need to go for a max 10K payout. Like, yeah, it sounds ideal and shit, but it's like, until then, if you're only trading prop firm accounts, you have zero money in the bank, and until money actually hits the bank, all the prop firm profits that you've made isn't fucking real. That's like the most important takeaway there. Whether it's like a 2.5K payout or 4K payout, it's like, you need something in the bank so that the next accounts you buy, it's not something where you're using your own money. You're using their money, right? Next lesson, backtest as much as possible. Honestly, I was lazy as fuck my backtesting. That's why I like record my videos now, because it helps give me like accountability to backtest. And honestly, should be writing in a notepad or something separately. Like, I really do it for myself. I'm sorry, like, it's nice helping you guys, but if you guys don't understand what I'm saying sometimes, then it is what it is. But I really do it for myself. So anyways, yeah, backtest more, because you can only learn so much from watching the live markets. Like, I thought the main experience I knew was just watching all the candles form, like tick by tick, but a lot of it is like reviewing the day, because then you reinforce the concepts in your head, and you don't always have to repeat the same mistake, right? And pretty much any extra time you have, you should be backtesting, because I mean, you get to a point where it's like, if your backtesting is accurate, your live trading should be even better, or your live trading will improve. It shouldn't be better than your backtesting. Backtesting is easy as fuck because you don't have to deal with emotions, psychology, or yeah, you really set your target and it hits. Live market's a bit more different. All right, and strengthening the foundation. That lesson comes from when I was I only learned one variation of supply and demand, and that ended up really fucking me over because there were a lot of rules and concepts I didn't understand completely, but because I thought supply and demand was so like strict on the rules that I couldn't bet any. So I would see like a lot of supply and demand zones that didn't follow the rules that this variation had, and as a result, price would reverse at the zones that didn't follow the rules perfectly. But the thing is, with supply and demand, it's not perfect. There are times you can bend the rules. You don't have to stick completely perfect to the rules. Like, one of the basing rules is like, it has to be more than 50% wiki and less than 50% base, or rectangly, I guess you can say. But the thing is, there's some times where you get a big rectangle but small candle, and it's like the same size as the wiki candles, right? And the thing is, it's like, I thought that means there was no zone there, but the thing is, actually is a zone there, because it is subjective. Like, the whole concept doesn't just magically disappear. There are actually still unfilled orders there. The thing is, the candle formation just ended up being a bit sloppy. It's not perfect, right? So by going back to the basics and strengthening my foundation, I was able to mark out a lot more zones. And don't get me wrong, more zones does not mean better, but I would find quality zones. I would know where to find quality zones, and I would see zones that I would have ignored before that do work, right? So yeah, I was able to increase my win rate and profit margins and accuracy by doing that. And then lesson 6, working part-time and door dashing. So I mean, door dashing has been kind of weak for me recently, so I'm probably have to find a different hustle, like Amazon Flex or some shit. But working part-time, you should probably pick up more hours, because you should think of it as like all your money that you're investing in your business. Yeah, there's food and shit, like obviously you're gonna do recreational shit, but you get a lot of free time as a trader, because you're not gonna be spending 9 hours a day staring at your fucking monitor. Because for me personally, I get a shit ton of brain fog, or screen fatigue from looking at my computers that long, and it's like it really does make you tired, because I am thinking like about a lot of stuff while I'm like doing it. So you can't just do it all day. Having a part-time job gives you more consistent income, lets you feel more safe about your economic situation. So you're not trading for the roof over your head, which is just added stress and psychology. And yeah, that's why I still live with my fucking parents, because it's like, I don't have to pay rent. I don't gotta pay for my own food. You're saving a lot of money, and that's an opportunity that I have because I'm lucky that my parents are able to provide that for me, and that's why I really wanted to make this shit work. Okay, anyways, always be open to the possibility of learning something from someone. If you spend money on a course, if you learn at least one thing from them, that pretty much makes up whatever you paid. And it's one of those things where it's like, I was starting to get really egotistical because I thought my mentor was perfect. And the thing is, he is really good. And, I've seen the way he trades. He makes plenty of money. But the thing is, you always got to be open to learning from someone new, even if they're not as good as your current mentor. Because he probably is one of the top 3 traders I know. I actually don't know if anyone tops him. But the thing is, it's like, you don't know whether second place has something that first place doesn't know. And yeah, it got to a point where I was so prideful that I didn't want to learn from anyone else. But the thing is, even my mentor learned from someone else, right? And as a result, it's like, you gotta get used to the idea that there's always gonna be bigger fish to fry, and there's always something more to learn. By being open to that possibility, you're always gonna be in that state of learning, and that is how I got to where I am today. Had I just stopped learning, I would have never got to the point I have now, because I would have never found out how to mark quality zones. I wouldn't have seen all those invisible zones from before, and it's like, yeah, just being in the mindset of not wanting to learn is fucking detrimental to your trading progress. All right, anyways, next lesson: pre-market plan, post-market analysis. I'm pretty fucking shit at making a sense of my pre-market plans because it really is easy. I just mark out the 2 zones I want to work with, but post-market analysis, that's where like you're gonna get the bulk of your learning, because when you see it once, you only remember it for like a couple minutes afterwards. It's the second, third time that you review something that ends up being like instilled in your memory, right? That post-market analysis, all the mistakes and lessons that you made, or the mistakes that you made and lessons that you learned in that trading day, they all go away, and you're gonna repeat that same mistake again if you do not post-market review. Either write that shit down somewhere, or at least review it. It would be great if you did both. You should be doing both, but what you get in is what you get out. If you do not do as much post-market analysis, you should not be complaining about not being profitable. And that's what I think that's generally one of the reasons why it took me so long to become a profitable day trader, and why it took me so long to get a payout. I was repeating the same mistakes. I wasn't holding long enough. I kept on moving my stop. It's like, without reviewing the day, without writing it down somewhere, it's like I'm going to keep on repeating that same mistake, or I get rewarded for all the bad ones. Right? Plenty of stuff you can learn. Lesson 9. This is really specific to me because, again, it is a letter to myself. Once the trade is set, just forget. The more I have my targets, the more I have my entry, the more I have my stop loss. Like, I guarantee, like, honestly, would ballpark estimate 80% of the time I hit target if I do not move my stop. But the thing is, I always move my take profit like 10, 20 points earlier, and then it's like, oh, then it becomes 30 points earlier, and then I see it hit profit. I'm like, yes, it hit profit. Thing is, 10 minutes later, it hits my original TP, and that's like hundreds of dollars left on the table. I trust my strategy. Strategy is, it really does give you some high RR wins, but the thing is, you gotta be able to hold for them too. And next lesson that I learned, emotions are always gonna be there. But the thing is, emotions are not something that can be fixed with a bad system. If you have a bad system, the emotions are always gonna pop up, because you're gonna be wondering, fuck, I just longed, but I got stopped out. Why the fuck I get stopped out? The thing is, if your system is shit, you're gonna get losing trades. They're easily gonna spiral into emotions. But for me, it's like, now that I have my strategy down and my system's good, I need to actually control my emotions. And one of my biggest emotions is cutting trades too early, or not holding trades long enough, or moving my stop loss. And that really comes from like greed and emotions. But the thing is, it's like, I gotta trade for the love of the game. Anyways, long ass video. I don't know if you guys stayed for the majority of it, but yeah, those are all the lessons that I learned as I developed and got my first payout. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. Maybe I come better over time. Maybe I get more payouts. If I get more payouts, I'll do more videos like these. I mean, yeah. My goal right now is 5,000 for the month of May, and that's just an income, not trading, unfortunately, because I mean, I would need to make $700. I don't want to have like that much pressure to make money with trading, because otherwise I'm gonna blow up. But yeah, I mean, the goal is to hit 5K combined with my W2 and my DoorDash. So anyways, I'm gonna go hit my workout. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. That's it.